Yeah everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today I'll be doing some 20 more sneaky tips for GeoGuessr. Since my first video has done quite well, I'm going to do another one. And guys, if you enjoy these videos, smash like and subscribe. And yeah, let's get straight into this first one, which is in Wisconsin, USA. When you're in Wisconsin, USA, if you see these ATV route signs with maybe a little vehicle on them, and you're in the USA, you're more than likely going to be in Wisconsin. Yeah, you will probably just all the time be in Wisconsin. So yeah, see that? Go Wisconsin. Next one I have here is about this black spatter, or some call it salt and pepper, on the roads. And in the USA, it's only really found in Texas. Maybe sometimes surrounding areas, but mostly in Texas, USA. So if you have all this black, this black spatter and or salt and pepper, maybe some call it. Yeah, we have all this black stuff on the road. You probably should go to Texas and probably get a nice score. Right, next one we have here is about Yucatan rock walls. When you're in Yucatan, you usually have these sort of rock walls, or say you're in Mexico, you got stubby, you got some in the south, you got just looks very Mexican, and you have these rock walls, or just rock buildings and that. You're most likely going to be in Yucatan, which is which is the eastern region of Mexico, or you might be somewhere nearby, but you're going to be in the Yucatan sort of area. You still get a nice score if you can go around the Yucatan area. So yeah, good to know as well. Next, I have a bit of a car meta one here. We are in Colombia. As you know, we have the Colombian cross. We have many cars around. We would have yellow plates, but we have this interesting buggy car. This coverage by this buggy car was actually down in the right down the southeast. I'll show you where it is. It's called Leticia. It's got this buggy car coverage. There's not much coverage. I'll just show you right now where that is. So I'll grab the little man, and yeah, this is pretty much all the coverage that they have down here. It goes down this road, and down here, and that's right down here, right down with the border of Brazil and Peru. Right down here, there's all the rest of Colombia's coverage too. Yeah, if we go back into it, we're gonna be with this buggy car coverage here. So yeah, it doesn't come up a lot, but it's good to know, because if you get it for some reason, maybe in duels or just in a regular game or distance battle or something, you get some really nice games there. So yeah, that's a good one. The next one I have here is a good way how you can tell Argentina and Uruguay apart, and it's by the poles. So here you are in Uruguay, and in Uruguay you're going to see this looks like trident pole with the 3 bulbs, with the taller middle one, the 2 shorter ones on the sides, trident sort of thing. You're never going to see this exact pole in Argentina. You might see ones that looks kind of vaguely similar, but not completely like this. If you see this sort of a trident thing, you're going to be in Uruguay. As you can see, we have no signposts, no road lines, we're on just a dirt road, a gravel road. But we have this pole with the black car. You will not be in Argentina, you will be in Uruguay. So, pretty sneaky tip, can pay off a lot too. Next I have, we've moved away from the Americas. That was all the Americas tips, like from North and South America. We now move on to the Azores, which is some islands in the Atlantic Ocean just west of Portugal, which belong to Portugal. And in Azores, you usually have these blue flowers around. See, all these beautiful blue flowers. They're very nice. But yeah, if you see all these blue flowers on the side of the road, it's really all over these islands. You will be in the Azores, Portugal, which I'll just show you where that is. Zoom out, and yeah, Azores just here, and there's Portugal. Yeah, pretty much anywhere you'll spawn near blue flowers. We just click on this random spot here. We're probably most likely going to be around some blue. We'll have at least a few. We don't have many. Well, there's not many here, but if you maybe ever move around, you might find some blue flowers. Like I think there's some around here somewhere. This is, yeah. But anyway, if you see those blue flowers, go for the Azores, and yeah, gotta hope for the best. Alright, next tip I have here is about another Portugal tip actually, and it's about the hunting sites you see in Portugal. So if you when you're in some sort of rural location, you don't know where you are, have a look at these things. If you see these sort of diamond-shaped things, little yellow circle on it, they are Portuguese exclusive, no hunting signs. You see them quite a bit actually in rural locations, like near farmland and that sort of thing. I believe you can actually see them in the Austrian flag style, like red, white, red. Yeah, so they're also the no hunting signs, but I don't know which one's more common, but these are the ones you can see as well. They're quite sneaky, but those no hunting signs exclusive to Portugal. Alright, next one I have here is another meta sort of tip. It's about these. So if you spawn in like in sort of like Eastern European looking location, but you see you have that 3 dead flies on the camera, like 1, 2, and 3. You're going to be on the eastern coverage of North Macedonia, eastern side of North Macedonia, because they just covered it with these 3 flies on the camera. So that's going to be like right in the eastern part. Like over in this part, there's not actually a lot of coverage here, but like, so you click around this one of these roads here, you have a look at the yeah, and you have this sort of like, so you have 1, 2, and 3 dead flies on the camera. So yeah, that one can pay off a lot. It's pretty sneaky, but pays off quite a lot of the time. So that's a nice one to know too. The next one I have here is a pretty cheap, and that's another meta one. So we have a few metas, we have a few real life things, we have a few metas. We've got a mixture of both in the video meta and real life. But this is another meta tip, and it's how we tell Bishkek apart from Osh. So if you know Bishkek is the capital of Kyrgyzstan. This is the car they use in Kyrgyzstan. It's got 2 bars. It's got these mirrors with these grey parts visible of the car. But how we tell Bishkek, the capital city, in Osh, which is down in the southwest, how we tell these 2 cities apart is by this left mirror here. So if you see, we're in Bishkek here, that the car, that's where it ends here, taking up about, let's say like 55-60% of the mirror, maybe like 60% of this mirror, so it ends there, and like it goes like from there to there. You're going to be in the north city of Bishkek, the capital. So if you see this sort of mirror, you're going to be in Bishkek. And now, so this is in Bishkek down here. I mean, so up here, up in the north here, this is Kyrgyzstan. But if we go to Osh, this southwestern city, grab the little guy, and we click on some of their coverage, and some sort of, redo that. Oh damn. Here we click on this road, for example, and then we now look at the car now. You can see that about 90% of the mirror is taken up by the car. So it finishes right there. So you look at that's all the car there, all the rest of that, and not much of the road is actually you can see. But yeah, so now most of the car is actually taking up the mirror. So if you see this mirror, you're gonna be in Osh, or you could be in also Jalalabad too, which is this slightly more north than Osh. But you're going to be in one of these places down here. But if you see this mirror, if you see that mirror, then you'll be in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. It's a bit of a menace, I think, but we got there in the end. Alright, oh gosh, refresh this page. Oh sorry, we zoomed in right on the car. The next tip I have here is about Dalin Zajid, which is a southern city, as you could maybe call it, in Mongolia. Because you're in Mongolia, the iconic car with the blanket and the 2 bars, snorkel as well. But if you have this coverage that was taken during a sunset, what we call sunset coverage, so if you have the Mongolian sunset coverage, you're most likely going to be in Dalin Zajid, which is this southern city, or city called southern town of Mongolia. I write down where my mouse is. There's Ulaanbaatar. Yeah, Dalin Zajid. Bit of a pretty sneaky tip actually, I'd say so. So can pay off a lot of time. He's clicking Dalin Zajid's coverage. You got this sunset coverage, Mongolian car. Yeah, that's a very sneaky one too. Alright, next one I have here is about Yamaguchi's guardrails. Let's say you spawn in Japan, you have the low cam, you have maybe some text, you have these poles with the yellow and black stripes on them. But if you see these yellow guardrails, I believe they can be the metal ones too, or these ones, you're going to be in Yamaguchi, which is this sort of prefecture. And I'll just show you where that is right now. Yamaguchi, in this region of Japan, just where my mouse is. Yeah, you only have yellow guardrails in that region of Japan, so that's a pretty sneaky tip in in lots of games. It's a very sneaky tip that I use. I really like it, and yeah, take that. Right, next tip I have here is about we're in Asia, by the way. Now I just realized, but this is these are central Sulawesi bollards. So this is in Indonesia, and if you see these yellow, white, and black bollards, you're going to be in central Sulawesi. Which, if you don't know Sulawesi, it's in sort of like the central part of Indonesia, and on the central part of Sulawesi. So yeah, pretty central Indonesia. It's one of the easternmost coverage you get in Indonesia, but yeah, these bollards unique to central Sulawesi, Indonesia. Very good tip there. The next tips here, these two, we're in Africa now, but these next two tips have actually, I sort of noticed these ones myself. I've never heard anyone talk about them. I'm sure you guys would have known about it, but these tips I've noticed about, and let's say you spawn in Nigeria, and you have this silver Toyota with a greenish number plate following you. If you have this silver Toyota following you, you're most likely going to be in Lagos, which is the southwestern city, the largest city in Nigeria. You're most likely going to be there. You're not going to be likely to be in Abuja. Could be a small chance you might be in Ibadan, but it's quite likely you're going to be in Lagos, which is that southern city in Nigeria. So, yeah. And this second tip actually here is another one I've noticed myself, and it's an Abujan car in the older coverage, the 2018 coverage. This is not the new coverage, and that's same with this. The other one too, but if you have spawn with a car with the mirrors visible, and you have these bars with these black and yellow stripes on them, if you have this unique car, you're going to be in Abuja, the capital city, or nearby in the surrounding areas. You get that in basically all of these, the first coverage or the older coverage. So yeah, so these two tips I know myself, but yeah, I like it. Okay, now we move on to Botswana. As you know, Botswana can be incredibly difficult to region guess, so I have a tip for you here. If you spawn in Botswana, looks super dry, but you have this red soil on the side of the road, so you got sort of looks kind of arid. You got this red soil on the side of the road. It's most likely, this is a pretty sneaky tip actually. It's most likely you're going to be in this sort of southwestern region of Botswana, just like west of Gaborone. You're probably somewhere around here. You're probably most likely to be like around there somewhere. So we come here. The soil, yeah, it's a little bit red, a little bit reddish. Soil like that. You're probably most likely to be in that region of Botswana. So, yeah. We move on to the next tip here. This is actually a very sneaky tip. If you want to know a good little Eswatini sneaky tip, pay attention here. We're in Eswatini, have the long grass, Kyrgyzstan, South Africa. These road lines, I'm pretty sure, these ones, I think they're more common than in Eswatini in South Africa. But I think you can get them in South Africa too. So, but if you have the long grass, I think these poles you need to Eswatini as well. But if you're on this road and you have this little ridge here, you see going all the way along there. If you have this ridge going in the east, you're facing the east and you see this ridge, you're going to be on the MR8 road of Eswatini, which is, just show you where that is, that's going to be this road up here basically. So if you look at somewhere on this road, if you go like maybe further south on the road and you look, this is west, we look east, we have this little ridge here which you don't get on really any of the other coverage in Eswatini. So maybe if you want to try region guess Eswatini on like a multiplier and a jewel or something, then yeah, it's a good one. I like it. Hope you do too. Alright, we move now to Oceania, and here we are in Osborne Park, Perth, Western Australia. Sometimes people struggle to tell Western Australia apart from the east, to like Queensland or New South Wales or Victoria. I've got a few tips here how to tell the two apart. First off, these are yellow poles. Be able to see the sun, but yeah, you can see we have these yellow poles. You're not going to see these yellow poles in any other state or territory in Australia. These yellow poles on signs are unique to Western Australia. That's one thing. Another thing you see in Western Australia is these very flat curbs, because usually in Australia you have the 90-degree angle curves. These curves are a lot flatter. They're not really a 90-degree angle. They might be like a 30-degree angle or something like that. Yeah, but the curbs are a lot flatter in Western Australia than other parts of rest of Australia. So yeah, that's another good clue. In Perth, usually you have a lot of palms too. And this pole with this sort of like white and red, looking like the Polish flag. Green as well. That's I think that's unique to Western Australia. Sometimes you can have the red on top too, makes it look like an Indonesian flag. But you can get that in Western Australia too. I think there's also this overexposed Gen 4, very common in Western Australia too. And another thing I think is common in Western Australia is these are bluish license plates, which can look a little bit like Victoria's, but with all the other tips, got to be Western Australia. So yeah, plenty of tips here, and yeah, I hope they help you out with that part of Australia, as it can be sometimes quite difficult to a region guess. And here's another tip. Let's say you're in Eastern Australia and you spawn and you see this no stopping sign and it's red. If it's red, you're going to be in New South Wales, the most popular state in Australia. Every other state has white ones, so yeah, red no stopping sign, New South Wales. Okay, now we move to American Samoa, which has this quite unique black tray of its car. And yeah, so if you say you spawn like in the US territory, it feels like US territory, have this black tray on the car, you're going to be in American Samoa, which is in the Pacific Ocean. Not many places have coverage there, but yeah. And the last tip I have for you guys here is how we tell apart Guam and Northern Mariana Islands. A couple of ways you can do it. I've got two tips. In Guam, you have this part of the bar showing, so you can see a little bit of the bar is showing. You're not going to get that in North Mariana Islands. And also we have this green street sign. You're not going to see that in Northern Mariana Islands either. So those two tips, unique to Guam. And as we move up to Northern Mariana Islands, this is part of the same tip. As you see, we have blue. It's more common to have blue street signs rather than green ones, and no roof rack on the car. So yeah, that's a good way you can tell those two apart, and very sneaky as well. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please leave a like if you did enjoy the video and helped you out. Subscribe if you want to see more of these videos, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.